Yes, guys, welcome to another video. First video for a long time, and it's a big one because we're going to be speaking about Erling Haaland's confirmed €200 million release clause. We're going to tell you when it's active for, we're going to tell you who can potentially activate it, and on loads of other stuff that we've got coming from Paul Ballas and Graham Bailey. These are the two journalists that really have sort of given us this information. Before we get into it, make sure you drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Now, before we get into it, I want to just talk about sort of, to tell people to chill out. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people on social media, on Twitter and that, basically getting proper stressed about this release clause and saying that, one, they don't believe it's true. Well, it's definitely true, and two, thinking that we've been hard, or that for some reason this confirms that Erling Haaland's only going to be here for 2 years. And bro, I just think that people need to understand that this isn't necessarily true, man.
The thing is, a release clause is there, but another club has to activate that release clause for anything to even happen. But then even that's going a bit too far, because the player in itself has to want to leave. Any club that can activate the release clause could come up to City, go, right, here's the 200 million, give me that player, and Erling Haaland can turn around and go, I ain't leaving.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
That's just the way that it goes. I think people are getting worried because of how good of a start Erling Haaland's had in his career at City. And people are thinking he's only going to be here for 2 years. He's going to go be a beast somewhere else, and nobody wants that. Everyone wants him to be at City for as long as possible. But it's the same thing that happens with loads of people that have come to City. Same way, like we spoke about this before with Sheikh Mansour. When they came, it was all about he'll get bored and leave you. When Aguero came over, it's always he'll go to Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? It just happens all the time. I think when you get this good thing, a lot of people want to just kind of dampen it and. Basically, there is the case that it might only be for 2 years. He might. But it's nothing to worry about right now, because he's not going anywhere right now.
Yeah. Now, look, we'll get into the release clause stuff now. Then, so Erling Haaland does have, it's been confirmed by very good sources, a €200 million release clause. However, there are a lot of stipulations about this. First of all, this only becomes active from 2024. Of course, City are not going to put a release clause in and have it from straight away, because then we could lose him next summer. That's now not going to be the case. If you want to buy him next summer, you're going to have to pay what City want. From 2024, there will be a release clause for €200 million. What's that, about 180 million quid or something like that. However, there are again stipulations on this. No Premier League club will be able to activate that clause. It's only going to be for clubs outside of England. So you're looking at your sort of Real Madrids, your Barca's, your Bayern's, Juve's and PSG's. They are realistically the only clubs that can get him. No one in the Premier League can activate the release clause. So if Chelsea wanted to sign him, if United, if Liverpool wanted to sign him, they'd have to pay what City wanted. They couldn't just pay the €200 million release clause. So straight away, you can all chill out. Okay, it's not going to happen for at least 2 years. If it does happen, it can't be anyone in the Premier League. And Premier League's where the money is, remember. Real Madrid chasing Mbappe. We're looking at seeing Mbappe potentially wanting to leave. This is again, good news. So it's €200 million. That's what it is. 2 years. Real Madrid basically is the one in it, and PSG, they're the ones that can realistically afford him. But it's in there. Haaland wanted it in there, and we've got to deal with it, bro.
Yeah, I think it was a thing with Raiola's clients. It was basically when they were dealing with City, it was always a necessity with whatever club that they were dealing with that there is a release clause in that contract. Now, this doesn't stop City from offering Erling Haaland a new contract without a release clause in. City could do that. In 2 years' time, we could go to Erling Haaland and say, or even next season, could do it now. They can do whatever they want. They could go to Erling Haaland and say, look, we want to bump up your wages. I know he's on incredible wages as it is anyway. We want to bump up your wages, give you an extra few years on your contract, and we want to remove that release clause and see his situation. He might not want that. He might want to keep a release clause in there to save him a little bit. And City might even just offer him a new one and go, yeah, okay, we'll have a release clause in there, but we're going to bump up the price a bit. You're really good at football. It's just a load of permutations. It can go whichever way. We don't really know. It's the unknown. But what we do know for fact is that Erling Haaland is going nowhere for at least 2 years' time. And even if he does leave in 2 years, even if Real Madrid do somehow stump up the cash of £200 million for Erling Haaland and he gets off, then you just got to enjoy the time that you had with the player. And I don't think it's something to worry about right now. Maybe when it's closer to that point, then start to worry. I think the club will be doing absolutely everything they can to convince Erling Haaland this is the best place for him to be, to win absolutely everything and to get himself a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, there are a couple of more things going on in this contract, this current contract that he's got. So as I said, the release clause starts in 2024 at 200 million quid. However, it's also been reported that this is a sliding scale down. So basically in 2025, it won't be 200 million, it'll go down. It might be 175, it might be 150, it might be 100, who knows what it is. And it works its way down for the rest of the contract. However, the wages go up. So Graham Bailey's also said that Man City are not worried about Erling Haaland having a release clause. By the time the clause kicks in, Haaland will be the best paid player, if not one of the best paid players in the Premier League, due to the incremental wage increases written into his contract. So not only does the release clause goes down as the contract goes on, but his wages go up. So that means that, okay, so a club might be able to come in and get Haaland on a bit cheaper, but they're going to have to pay him a lot more because City will have already put his wages up a lot. And as you said, Dembry, City will now be looking at, I think they're already looking at this because they did something similar with Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
I think City will already be looking at a new deal, a bumper deal on his wages, a bumper deal on the release clause. And what I would like to see from the new contract when it gets done, because there will be a new contract and it will be in the next 10 months, I would like to see that the release clause is bumped up ever so slightly. I'm not going to one of these people who are going to sit there and go, I want a 500 million release clause, because I think it's stupid. Yeah, I think the release clauses should be in there to let the player leave if they want to leave, but the club should be fairly compensated. I think the way Haaland started the season, I'd like to see the release clause bumped up to around 250 million. And then the most important thing for me is I'd like us to ditch the sliding scale. Yeah. So I don't want it to be 250, then it dropped to 180, then it dropped to 100. I want it to stick at 250. So for me, that's the most important thing, because if Haaland does leave, I want us to have a lot of money available to be able to reinvest and go and get the next best striker in the world. So that's what I'd like to see from the new contract when it comes, which it will.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. The £250 million I think is very, very fair as well. I think, because at the end of the day, if one of these people are going, oh no, that's stupid, LB, or whatever that is, that's stupid. 250 million is well too low. It should be £500 million to scare off anyone else. That's where it is that you're scaring off the team, and Haaland's not going to agree to that. If he wants a release clause in that contract, he's going to look at it and go, but no one's going to pay that. So I need £250 million is still a fee that only Neymar was 220 million or whatever it was. 250 million pounds is a fee that it's a scary figure. That it's scary for a club to go and
this
pay
day and age. It is doable. This day and age,
it is. Yeah, it is doable. But I mean, like it's basically it's top scale. It is very top end, and that's what Erling Haaland deserves, because he's looking like. And in 2 years' time, he could be legit one of the best strikers in the world. I think he's one of the best strikers in the world right now anyway. But if he continues the form that he's on, it could be that clubs will genuinely be assessing it, going, it's a lot of money, but look what you're getting for it. But then, like I say, so it all leads back to Erling Haaland wanting to leave, if he does want to leave or not. And I think the fact that Graham Bailey's come out and said that City are confident by the time it gets to the 2024 and that release clause in play, then Erling Haaland at that point will be one of the best paid players in the Premier League anyway. And then you're not even, that's before you're talking about goal bonuses.
And he's gonna want to leave. And you know, he's a City fan. He loves it. You see, he got a massive smile on his face. He's got a City bag when he goes to play for Norway. The guy's loving life. You know what I mean? So chill out. Just to put a couple myths to bed. So a couple people might be like, this is rubbish. This is clickbait. It's not clickbait. First of all, Johnny Smith has confirmed that there's no special Erling Haaland Real Madrid release clause.
People thought that's the thing.
Pep Guardiola was then asked that question, and he said, no, it's not true. There is no release clause for Real Madrid or any team. It's not true. People are thinking that means there's no release clause. That's incorrect. What he said there, Pep Guardiola, is that there's no specific release
to
clause
a team release
to
clause,
Real Madrid or to any other team. There is a release clause there. It's been confirmed by many, many very good sources. And yeah, that's the situation. I just wanted to put that to bed in case anyone had any questions. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Yeah. If you were worrying, you know what I mean, I'd say don't worry. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Enjoy the football that we're seeing. He will sign a new contract at some point within the next, I think, year, and then you go from there. Do you know what I'm saying? So chill out. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you smash our video a like, subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.